Hello, this is Jake Light, gaming lawyer at your service. We're back again with the great Ace Attorney. We're here, if I remember, we are going to do another deduction. One of the famous deductions by Sherlock Holmes. Again, well, we'll see what's in store for us. Alright? So, without further ado, we will. How do I? What's the Sherlock's voice again? All right. I know how to do this. Mr. Garridab, though it would seem you are a military man of considerably distinguished service, your standing as a landlord is most certainly not what one might call first-rate. Oh no, yeah, I've totally forgot about those. How did I voice them? I'm afraid, sir, that is all too clear to me. There are two conclusions I have been able to draw by careful observation of your living arrangements. I beg your pardon? The first is that even as we speak, you are concealing the presence of a ferocious beast in your care. A B City. And the second is that as a result of the beast's violent rampage, you have lost something very dear to you. Mr. Naruto, look! The old man's broken out in a cold sweat. Unbelievably, it seems Mr. Sholmes' conclusions are both spot on. How? How could you possibly? How could I possibly know, you mean to inquire? The answer couldn't be simpler, sir. For in the dense jungle of logic and reasoning, I am the king of beasts. So funny. Ugh. And I know only too well that wild beasts are not easily tamed. So, shall we begin? Once again, Sherlock Holmes is proud to present his logic and reasoning spectacular. Oh no. Not this again. Oh no, I think. Alright. Apologies, I think the volume was low at that time. It certainly shouldn't take a great detective to see that a fearsome beast has been on the rampage of late within these four walls. Thus we are faced with the question, what form might this beast take? For a man with military breeding, your eyes are uncommonly candid. Your furtive glance, Mr. Garridab, leads us directly to the answer. The true nature of the beast that has run rampant here is revealed by that lion statue. What? Yes, through an army man you appear unimposing at best, a fact that was fueled your admiration for the mighty lion, the king of beasts. What is this spiteful, I ask you? In the end, your admiration became so great, in fact, that you had a living, breathing specimen shipped from India, which you tried to keep in this very house. What? Yet living with such wild beasts proved more difficult than you had imagined. The chilling traces of a wild rampage are still very much in evidence. Whoa! Yet as we look around, the beast in question fails to present itself. Where could this angry creature have disappeared to? Madame? I pray you do not consider me unchivalrous, but this is plain to me with one glance in your direction. It is. Your dress pocket gives us a handsome clue as to the beast's current whereabouts. Protruding from it is a handbill advertising a circus show. Oh! Yes, you sought to dispose of this terrifying lion, Mr. Gary Dabb, at Batty's Circus, a traveling show currently sojourning in a nearby park. I have observed the tents. You sold the savage lion, sir, to the circus troupe. I most certainly did not. I believe I have made my points. The fearsome beast which ran amok in this room was an Indian lion. And a simple visit to the circus now will reveal the lion prancing jubilantly through the ring of fire. Very, very false. Aftermath. Now, Mr. Gary Dabb, it is plainly clear that you still have deep feelings for this formidable beast. Indeed, in that blithe pose, the distress this loss has caused you is veritably tangible. Your head weighs heavy on your shoulders. The pain you feel being refilled by that supporting arm. Amid fits of tears, you let your beloved beast go. The strain of losing something so dear to you is clearly visible in your visage. Nonsense, man! I simply... But what, we must now ask ourselves, is the true cause of this pain? And we need only follow the direction of your gaze to find an answer. Yes, it is the pile of bills that has given rise to the pain you suffer. Every envelope contains another demand for payment. Oh! For cartloads of meat, potatoes, wheat, and tea. Indeed, feeding your beloved has had a devastating impact on the financial circumstances of your household. And so you had no choice but let it go. Yes, well, so weak jiggly cheeks. Now, in a final fit of rage, the ferocious beast carried out one last unimaginable attack. Unimaginable? The aftermath of which can be clearly seen by observing the carpet over there. A very expensive woolen carpet, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, dearie me. What could have caused such a destructive outburst? Oh. This time, madame, I'm afraid it is you who has inevitably revealed the truth to me. Your wondering eyes have settled upon the answer very neatly indeed. Yes, to explain the dire state of the carpet, we need only look at the tower of cakes. Oh! There is no creature more dangerous on this earth than a beast with an unsatiated appetite. Was it or was it not once said by a certain nobleman, if they had no bread, let them eat cake? What? If they had no bread, let them eat cake? Is this a reference to that French Revolution or something like that? Which isn't really true. Don't quote me on that though. Food is at the heart of all tragedy, in fact. Whatever do you mean? Having tired of the taste of cake, the beast began to stalk its next prey. I'm sure I need not spell out the nature of this final act of destruction carried out by the beast. There is only one logical conclusion. Worked into a frenzy by hunger, the lion attacked and ate the carpet. Teeth marks in the carpet are a perfect match for those of a lion I once saw in India. Again, I am totally wrong, and I am going to wait for the main character to correct all of it. Thus concludes Sherlock Holmes' great deduction of this beastly puzzle. Oh my god. Why do I have to listen to all that bullcrap though? Who else? Arrgh! What is the matter with you, Joanne? You're pouring scalding hot tea all over me. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Carradab. I'm afraid I didn't notice. My deductions can be startlingly sharp. It stands to reason that your cup runneth over. Indeed, my revelations can make people spill tears at times too. All this time I'm just wondering what is my character and Miss Susato is reacting. Are they just like blank, or are they just looking at their own stuff, focusing on their own stuff, not caring about all that shenanigans? Ooh. Mr. Sholmes, sorry to butt in again, but could I make an observation? Why, certainly, Miss Naruto. What is it, again? Well, you suck. Your deductions just now, they are totally, how do you say, crap. Do you really think a lion could have fit inside a room of this size? Indeed, it is the only explanation for the facts. The terrifying truth all too often lies beyond the realms of common sense. But wouldn't it be an idea to consider what lies inside the realms of common sense as well? Right? But if an uncaged lion ran amok in this very room, surely Mr. Garrideb and his mate would have been hurt, or worse. Ah, that's where you are stuck. No doubt the former military man held his own against the beast using the large cannon. Ah, that's very logical. I thought you'd say that they sold the lion to the circus. And what about the food? Meat and potatoes are one thing. But I don't believe I have ever heard of a lion that drinks tea. Ah, my dear Miss Susato, let me bullshit this as well. It occurs to me with some regularity that irrespective of race and breeding, whenever anyone lands on Great British soil, they are infused with a very with a highly appropriate taste for afternoon tea. That's really such a big lie, Mr. Sholmes. Oh, what a glorious notion. Well then, Miss Naruto, it's your turn to shine again. Destroy all the bullshit just Mr. Sholmes just said. I had a feeling that was coming. A slight massage? Oh, okay, I thought that was wrong or something. A slight massage. That's all Mr. Sholmes' deductions need. Oh, you can do it. You can do it. Excellent. I've been waiting for my trusty partner in deduction to step forward, Mr. Naruto. We don't even know yet whether or not this is going to help with Mr. Natsume's case. Still, uncovering the truth is always worthwhile, whatever the motivation. At least that's what I want to believe. Let us start again, from the beginning of Sherlock Holmes' Logic and Reasoning Spectacular. Oh my god. Alright, we're gonna skip all of this straight to the point where I have to correct him. This is gonna be easy, right? Alright, right. Well, I mean, this is apparently something to look at, but I don't think it is the lion. Twing. Well, it's obvious that Mr. Garrett has something on his face. Probably a slap by the maid. Ka-doo! I really didn't see the lion thing coming. Really, me neither, Mr. Naruto, me neither. No, but if you observe Mr. Gary Depp's reaction, it rather seems as though some beast did indeed run amok here in this room. Yes, something with a very fierce nature. It could have been a lion transported from India. We're going to... Alright, sorry. Where was Susato? So what was it then? We must follow Mr. Gary Depp's gaze. That will lead us to the answer. True answer. Alright. Oh, what's that? Photographed of a frame! Is the maid the wife? Let's look at this. I'm pretty sure she is. What's this photograph? It appears to be from Mr. Gary Depp's wedding. He looks very happy, doesn't he? He does, but you can't make out his bride. Why is it cracked like that? It's so intentionally. No, how unfortunate. Something must have struck the glass directly over the woman's face. I wonder what happened. Probably best not to delve too deeply there. Pretend! No? Is it not? Behind the lion statue on the mantelpiece, almost deliberately hidden from view, is a photograph. Although I have not yet examined it until I can assure you holds the answer. Because I'm employing an extremely advanced detection, jumping to conclusions, you see. What has politically contrived logic led you to this mindless conclusion? Oh, well, it's supposed to be a logic and reasoning spectacular, so I thought I'd contribute to the show. This is my show, Mr. Naruto. Kindly perform any peculiar experiments on your own stage. Ugh, sorry. Alright. It wasn't the photograph, alright. Well, what do we know with some certainty is that a destructive creature has been at work in this room. And that Mr. Garrett inevitably looked into the direction of something that gives its identity away. Yes, if we investigate thoroughly enough, we ought to find the answer. What if Mr. Garrett turned to look up? It's here somewhere. We simply need to find it. Alright. There isn't anything. What about this? Mortar shells? These are shells for the cannon, are they? What a strange place to keep them. I imagine they have some significance to Mr. Gary Depp. I have from this time in the army. Ah, of course, he mentioned a battle to us before, didn't he? Do you remember? He said he'd been shot in the knee. Perhaps it was one of these that hit him. If a round that size had hit his knee, there'd be nothing left of it. Or Mr. Gary Depp for that matter. You still show him as a Persian sleeper. And this man has spent shells. Perhaps it's customary in the British to display, well, rubbish on the mantelpiece. Right, let's look at the lion statue, I guess. Well, this is the lion statue that Mr. Jones picked out. Yes, I wonder. Perhaps if you did live with a lion, it would prove to be a rather sweet companion. I think that's like a mouse trying to tell if its family that a cat around the house is sweet. I suppose it is a bit of a flight of fancy, isn't it? Anyway, the beast we're looking for is something else. Let's have a good look around. Well, I can't really do much other than looking around over here. So I really don't think lion statue. Can't be the lion statue, right? There's nothing else to click on. And I can only turn left and right. Alright, so the only other thing that I have not presented is the cannon. Alright. Mortar shells. But unless you're saying that is something else. Run rampant. Okay. I'm gonna try the mortar shell, right? Mortar shell. No, not the mortar shell as well. Alright, alright. I don't want to read that. I don't want to read that. Okay, what is wrong? Unless you're telling me to choose the lion statue again, but I don't think that's possible. Alright, alright. Alright. How do we investigate further? There's no way to investigate further. Come on. Unless... I can search twice. Ah, okay. Oh, all right. God damn it. That took some time. I have to go towards that picture and then present it instead of presenting the entire picture frame, I guess. That's right, all right. Oh, damn stupid shit. Alright, sorry about it. The true nature of the beast that has run rampant here is revealed by that newlywed bride. Precisely, Miss Naruhodo. No other explanation could possibly fit. Yes, this frame print pictures your wife, Mr. Garydab. And while we lament the fact that her face is obscure, we can still make out her mighty arms and note the considerable horsepower they must contain. Oh, indeed. Surely any woman of such powerful constitution would be honored to be described as a beast. Honored might be a stretching a point. Too late. The fact remains that the beast, which is so clearly savaged this room, was your wife, Mr. Garydab. Gah! The chilling traces of a wild rampage are still very much in evidence. Whoa! Yet as we look around, the beast in question fails to present itself. Where could this angry creature have disappeared to? Madame? Me? I pray you do not consider me unchivalrous, but okay, it's the same thing. Yep, it's wrong over here. Let's go. The poor fragile influencer is beside herself. Oh, sorry. Well, I don't know about fragile. Oh dear. Anyway, Mrs. Sherman is quite right. There's no sign of Mrs. Garydab anywhere. But it seems there may be a clue as to where her whereabouts. A clue that this maid is trying to hide. I wonder where Mr. Garydab's wife could be. Uh, can clearly see the slap mark. Made teapot. Is it in the teapot? What a charming little teapot in its pristine condition. Joanna has been pouring some delicious fragrant tea for Mr. Garridab, hasn't she? Well, not so much for Mr. Garridab as on Mr. Garridab, wouldn't you say? I won't dream of drawing attention to it. Right, I don't think it's the tea. I don't think it's the back of her anywhere. Ooh, what's this? Wedding ring! She's wearing a very large ring. Look! Oh yes, a sunflower design with some rather nice embellishments. It's on the ring finger of her left hand, which means it's surely a wedding ring. It looks like it's on there for life too. I can't imagine it would slide off a finger of that size. Something to think, Miss Naruto, not to say. Do you know, Mr. Garridab's wife, Bogarath, had a ring very much like this one. It was a large sunflower design as well. Really? You have a great memory of these things. A large sunflower wedding ring. It's quite a coincidence that they have the same ring, isn't it? Pretend! Your wedding ring gives us a handsome clue as to the beast's current whereabouts. Oh! Indeed, it does. The flowery band gleaming on your finger gives you away. For it is identical to the one shown on the hand of Mr. Garridab's bride in his photographic prints. In other words, you are no ordinary household maid. Oh! No. No. You are Mr. Garridab's lucky bride. You are Mrs. Garridab herself. Oh my word! Well, jolly fine detecting, sir. As you rightly surmise, this is the wife, yes, my Joanne. Rather let herself go, you might say, but she has a It would appear that you don't live in the most comfortable of circumstances. After all, you are a retired army man, yet you are in the business of renting out rooms. Tisk. Tisk. I would assume, therefore, you have insufficient means to employ a maid. Would that be correct? Is that right, I tell you? I was second lieutenant of the 3rd Regiment. A man has his pride, you don't know. You know, don't you know? My golly, it's a sorry thing when a chap can't even afford to have a single maid in his employ. I don't think it's really that a problem. Yeah, yes. Here in London, one is rather judged. A household cannot be considered worthy of society if it employs no staff at all. Though in my considered opinion, such concerns about appearances are a folly. You mean Mr. Garridab has his wife work as his maid? Precisely, am I right, Mr. Garridab? Only in company, obviously. But listen here, this must remain a secret. Tip-top secret, please. Why? I'll blow your cover, Mr. Garridab. You shouldn't treat your wife like a maid. Now, Mr. Garidab. Alright, I think this is the same thing. It is plain clear you still have it. Okay. Well, it seems, even if it's the same text, it's rather accurate. It's still it's still relatable. Supporting arm. Well, not support, because he got slapped. Oh, sorry. I keep skipping. Yes, as a woman, that feels rather uncomfortable. But Mrs. Garidab is standing beside her husband as we speak. In other words, he hasn't lost his beloved at all, has he? Oh, how true! So perhaps the supporting arm that seems to be propping up his head has some other significance then. According to Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Garidab's pain is tangible, though. What could that pose of his really signify? Oh, he's holding his chick. A slap face! Present! Slap cheek. Your head weighs heavy on your shoulders. The pain you feel being revealed by that slap cheek. And of course, the deliverer of the impressive mark on your cheek that refuses to fade. Was you, Madame Joanne Garidab? Well, yes. You have been desperate to hide that slap mark on your cheek, sir. Ah! How the blazes? How did you work that out, man? Alright, I think it's very obvious though, but in any case, we're out of time as well, so thank you so much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. We're gonna finish this deduction. We all expect that this is gonna take some time to do. It's like right now, I've already accepted this is like a replacement of a trial. They are trying to do something like if there's a spin-off of a Ace Attorney game called Miles Edgeworth's Miles Edgeworth's Investigation or something. Quite similar to this. It's just basically a detective work. But in any case, but that one's a good game. This one, it's worse than that. But okay. So take care, stay hopeful, but be critical. Bye bye.